Hello, I'm Raymond, and this is our first quest planning episode. So in quest planning, I am going to be going through some of the plans for upcoming sessions of our games, one-shots, and occasionally going over the rules for certain systems. And I'm going to be sharing that with you. There'll be opportunities for you to give feedback as we go, and I might occasionally ask for suggestions. But we're just sort of going to dive into it. I will be switching between footage of me talking, as well as shots of pages being typed on. If I'm reading through a rulebook, I will try and show the rulebook that I'm reading through as well. I thought that I might start off by mentioning that normally when I'm planning out for sessions and things, I don't end up writing a lot down. I don't normally make much notes during sessions either. More notes if I'm playing, because I'll try to remember things. But when I am GMing, I don't normally have time to take notes. I'm very improvisational, but over the years, I have switched from a pure improvisational mode of GMing and facilitating to one where I have limited aids, I suppose, limited guides. And these little things are like, say, I know there's going to be a lot of a particular gang or something in a game, like triads. Say I know there's going to be a lot of triad gang members. I will make up a big list of triad gang members before I start, and they won't really have any characterization until I need to use them, but I just have that list of names, because those names are going to be harder for me to come up with on the fly, so I prep those particular types of names. Other, like, things that I use to help me prep is like when I want something, if it's in a campaign and I want something to be described in detail and refer to that thing again, I'll often write out the description in preparation, but normally I just improvise and I try to have a clear idea in my head. But I want to do more writing down. I want to put more stuff to paper in preparation for sessions, so this is both going to help me do that, as well as give you guys a look at sort of my process and the way that I'll develop this process going through. So I wanted to kind of kick off with that. And then I think we might as well jump into it. So some of the things that I want to work on today is that I need to do a Patreon game. At the moment, we only have one Patreon that is at the reward tier to get a Patreon game. So last time we played a game of A Single Moment, which is a two-person RPG. This month, I'm going to attempt to play an RPG that isn't directly intended for two players. But I'm going to see if it works. So that's going to be Lancer, which is a mecha RPG inspired by Titanfall and a few other things, which I have the playtest beta rules for. So I'm going to bring up that right now. So here we go. First, I'm going to need to go to my playtest folder, which is where I save all the games that I've been sent to playtest. I might list some of those that I've been asked to playtest lately. Angel Project, which is kind of a anime-inspired game where you have mechas or hard suits, sort of the magical girl adjacent thing. Dragons Conquer America, which is kind of, I think it firmly has its roots in D&D, but is in an alternate history setting, which I'll go into more because I'm definitely going to do a recording of that. Girl by Moonlight, which is a magical girl game that uses blades in the dark as its rule set. Goblin, which is a game by The Drunk and the Ugly. Lancer, which is the game we're going to be looking at today, and I also have a copy of Legend of the Five Rings new beta rules. So let me bring up Lancer, and then I'll set up screen share. I don't need that. So let's minimize that, and then we'll go to screen share, and we're going to screen share this application. There we go. Wonderful. So unfortunately, you won't be able to see my face at the moment. But which screen is this going to be easier to read on? It's going to be easier to read on this screen, which will present it to you guys in a slightly larger format. So this is the cover for Lancer at the moment. I think it's the only piece of artwork they have. I believe that this game is being made by the guy or the people behind Kill 6 Billion Demons, which is a webcomic. So you might recognize some of the art style. Also, like looking at this design is very clearly trying to evoke Titanfall, which I am fine with, to be honest. I kind of love the coloring on this, but then again, I do love Red Hood, and it kind of looks a little bit like a weird giant robot Red Hood, and I'm down for that. Something worth noting, I feel like the spear shaft on that spear is way too thin, but whatever. So I have read this book already. There you can see the title page, the acknowledgements page, basically. And this was released on, I found this on Tumblr, on the person that made it's Tumblr. They were sharing it. So you might be able to find it there too. I think they also shared it on Twitter. As far as like what the game is about, you've got this thing up here, which might mention it a little bit. But as far as I know, the game is just kind of a toolkit game. There is a little bit of setting to it. There's the cavalry, which is the robots thing. The robots themselves are called the cavalry. There's this little bit about the setting. So I'm pretty sure they have like wormholes, wormhole gate things in like specific strategic locations, and you can jump between those. But other than that, there is just kind of an open war thing. So the idea for a game that I have is, or for the one shot that I want to run, is going to be a character, a pilot, or rather a group of pilots. Oh, probably a pilot. They have to escort someone out of a hot zone, because it talks about in this game about the specific capabilities of the mecha, that they have a storage unit that has life support that you can put is large enough for a single person. So they have the cockpit, and then they have another storage unit that they could put a person in. So I'm thinking maybe some kind of research scientist or something that they have to try and evac out of a city or something. Although I'm not really sure if I want it to be a city or like a remote research station somewhere. I definitely want it to be on a planet and not in space. But I haven't decided whether that planet has what that planet is like yet. And I do have the live stream chat open. If you guys have any ideas, you can tell me what you think the planet should be like. I'd be down for suggestions. So I am going to open up a document, a Google Doc, and I will screen share this with you because I think this will probably be more useful to you guys. What do I need? I need Drive. New document, Google Docs. Yeah, so I've been thinking about this game for a few days. So I have some idea. Something that this game has, which I might show you while I've got the document screen shared. Uh, Something that this game has is your characters have backgrounds that they choose, and they get like some abilities based on that. And their backgrounds refer to what their life was like before before they became a pilot. I'm just scrolling through it. Yeah, here we go. So the backgrounds. Um, yeah, so each one gets a trait based on their background. Da 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 da. Show me the list of backgrounds, please. Backgrounds. Your background describes your life up until this point. Thinking of backgrounds is prompt for you to draw from when describing your pilot's full backstory. Does not describe your pilot's role in the squadron now. A background tells the GM and fellow players a bit about what your pilot did before they enlisted. Carried ghost memories. The full form listed as field, subfield to indicate a particular thing. Fields both cover information associated with the field and action in that field. So are fields different to skills? That's unclear. Choose a background. Write down your pilot's 3 traits. Choose 3 items for your pilot's personal gear. Yeah, okay. So I immediately have a suggestion for how to clear this up. They refer to them as fields here, but they should just keep referring to them as traits. I'm guessing they're calling them fields because, like, your traits are all different, but it should be called. They should continue to use traits. So if the person that designed this is listening, I have that suggestion. Let's see. There's AI specialist, assassin, bodyguard. Could have been a celebrity. So some of the ones that I find really interesting that are in here is there is farmer, because that's just kind of crazy to think of, being a farmer and then becoming a mecha pilot. And there is also and this is kind of my favorite, a priest. And the priest gets history, religion, persuasion, charisma or religious, survival, space, terrestrial, or frontier. And I think the fact that it has survival suggests that your priests were probably missionaries if you're playing as a priest. But it's very interesting that those are the skills. I'm not 100% sure whether I want to make the character for the player or not. I might ask them to choose a background, maybe. I can probably fill in most of the blanks, and I can maybe do a little bit of customization. I'm not 100% sure. We'll probably get to that in a minute. But let's bring up that Google Doc. And then we'll go back to this, and then we will go stop screen sharing, then we'll go screen share, then we'll go application. We want this. So what are we going to call this? Lancer one-shot notes. Let's try and come up with a name for the mission. They're escorting someone. Okay. They're escorting someone. So what is the mission called then? Or what's the VIP? Maybe we should decide that. Is it a politician, or is it some kind of strategically valuable other person? Like a scientist, or like a tactical genius or something. If you've got a suggestion, drop it in the comments. Not in the comments, in the side chat there. Politician or scientist? Politician or scientist? Or is it someone else? Maybe it's the child of a politician. And some high-ranking politician has been like, go save my kid. That could be kind of entertaining. Maybe it's a child. I think it's a child. I think it's the child of a politician. So then what's the code name for the mission? If it's the child of a politician, what's the code name for the mission? What's the code name for the mission? You know what? Sometimes it helps to look things up. So let's go with, oh, actually, I can do that from here. There's a thing that you can do in, where is it? Explore. So Explore, I think, yeah, lets you search for stuff without moving to another window. Let's look up Secret Service code names. Secret Service code names. Code names for US presidents, first ladies, prominent persons, and locations. Presidents of the United States and their families. Did you know that John F. Kennedy's code name was Lancer? That's pretty fucking. That's pretty on point. That's kind of funny. Okay. Yeah, indeed. So John F. Kennedy's Secret Service code name, according to Wikipedia, was Lancer. Jacqueline Kennedy's was Lace. I think a lot of these are L. Caroline Kennedy was Lyric. Lyric? Lyric. John F. Kennedy Jr. was Lark. Rose Kennedy, Coppertone. Ethel Kennedy, Sundance. I don't know who half of those people are because I'm not an American. Lyndon Johnson was Volunteer, which is an interesting one. I've always never heard him called Lyndon Johnson. I've always heard him called Lyndon B. Johnson, which is also strange. Also, I want, yeah. Okay. George Bush Sr. was Timberwolf. Okay, interesting. Like Lancelot, then? Someone in chat said that apparently Lancer was a Camelot reference. So I'd assume it's a Lancelot reference. Which is why would they call John F. Kennedy Lancelot? That seems a bit rude. You know what? I wonder if they have. Let's go back up to the thing. In fiction, that's what I want. In popular culture, the practice of assigning code names is often used to provide additional verisimilitude in fictional works about the executive branch or high-ranking government figures. Okay, apparently Camelot was a common term for the JFK presidency because it was a very hopeful time in politics, which is interesting. Okay, it's kind of, Still, Lancelot seems... All right. American president, Chasing Liberty, First Kid. Oh man, I remember First Kid. What a weird movie. Did you know that President Jack Ryan from Tom Clancy's novels, his code name was Swordsman? What else do we have? Oh yeah, West Wing. Fuck, I love West Wing. All right. So, code name. So this is the name. I'm trying to think of a name for this mission. So the mission that I have envisioned is that our lone Lancer pilot has to rescue some government official's child from some hot zone. So we need a code name for the child, and then we need a name for the mission that relates to that child. So, for example, if the child's code name was Joey, then the mission might be called Kangaroo Wrangler or something, which seems like a really dumb idea, and so we're not going with that. But that's to give you a kind of sense of what I'm looking for. There's an idea. So there's soldiers in Africa that guard endangered animals and whose job it is to shoot at poachers. Let's see. You know what? I'm going to change the screen sharing thing so that this will work better. I'm just going to share this window. So 1 second. Right. Application window. I want to share my entire screen. Let's... Annoying to work out. Let's go with this one for now. Someone from the chat has suggested the child's codename could be Xavier and the operation could be called Bald Man, which is not the worst name. Let's just go with this. So there's going to be a bit of recursion for a second there, but don't fret. It should be fine now. Hopefully. Apparently there's a movie or a book called The Last Jihad, which, wow, okay. Oh man, have you guys seen Air Force One? Air Force One is a good movie. Apparently, the president is that his code name is Boy Scout. In Designated Survivor, which is a show I've seen a few episodes of, before the main character becomes the president, and when he's just the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, he is Glasses. And then once almost the entire Congress gets blown up in a terrorist attack, his code name gets changed to Phoenix. Which is fitting. Okay. Let's see here. We're getting a little bit hung up on this, so let's write down some details. So the child. Fuck, wrong text bar. So let's write a brief outline of the game. Pilot has to escort politicians. Let's go with son or daughter or other. Look, for ease, I'm going to go with son or daughter. Son or daughter, do we think? Oh, okay, that's a good one. From the chat, codename the child Abby, and then the operation will be normal. So hence Abby normal, abnormal, which I think is a very nice pun, but Abby seems like a weird code name to go for. Although, if we want to make the abnormal joke, okay, so what if her code name is AB? Because that's her initials. And we're going to go with a girl, I've decided, apparently. Daughter. Escort politician's daughter. Out of a hot zone. Also, apologize for the mechanical keyboard. So the daughter, let's not go with Abby, but we will go with A. It's time to use random name generator. I don't have it here. Behind the name. So this is a thing that I actually use a lot in planning. Wrong fucking link. Whatever. Because it has a great tool in it. So this is the thing that I use a lot to generate names for characters because it's got these tick boxes. So let's pick an ethnicity. Let's go with Danish. It seems a bit. I mean, Danish could be interesting. You know what? Daniel's always complaining that his people are underrepresented. Let's go with Danish. We want first name only. We also want to select random surname, and we want feminine. We want to avoid rare names, and let's avoid diminutives. Cool. All right, generate a name. Let's see what we get. Benedicti Solberg. All right, generate me another, please. Esther Horn. Right, I need a name that starts with A, though. Right. I, in fact, need initials. Whatever. Damn. Maybe we'll just hit this. Okay, so normally that's what I use when I'm generating a normal name, but I actually need a name that goes by initials. So we shall go down to Cornish, though. My family is Cornish by heritage. Danish. Abalone. Abraham. Any gender. Feminine. Agathe. French, German, Norwegian, Danish, Greek, ancient Greek. Cognate of Agatha. What's cognate mean? Cognate. Cogenant. Okay. Having the same linguistic derivation as another. Okay. Related to or connected to. Agnes. Alberta, rather. Alvida. It's a rare name. Danish from Alfhild. Alfhild? What does that mean? From the Old Norse name Alfhilda, which was composed of the elements Alpha, Elf, and Hilda battle. In Norse legend, Alfhilda was a maiden who distinguished herself as a warrior in order to avoid marriage to King Alf. Her life has perhaps based on the 9th century Viking pirate. Apparently there's an Elder Scrolls character with the same name. Okay. I like Alvilda. It's kind of good. It can be shortened to Alvi, which is kind of cute. So let's go with Alvilda. Daughter. Alvilda. Now we need a surname, which is going to be a bit harder to get from name lists. Often name lists are really bad at giving you surnames. So a good way to do that, though, is to look up politicians from the area that you're trying to find. So let's go with Danish politicians. So I'll often also, if I'm having trouble coming up with a name, I'll look for like, I'll do this kind of a search, right? I'll search for Danish politicians or South African generals or mercenaries from history, things like that. And you can pull names that way. I normally try and go for if I'm looking for politicians, I'll search for I'll search for politicians. If I'm looking for captains, I'll search for famous ship captains. Category: Danish politicians. Danish politicians. Ooh. LGBT politicians from Denmark. Sure. We wanted AB, right? Bondum. Easy. Done. That was quick. Bondum. Let's search what that means. Bondum. If only there was a Danish in the chat. Not the food kind of person. All right, so Alvida Bondum. Bondum. Code name AB. The mission will be titled AB Normal. Cool. Thank you for your help on that, Kevin. Kevin being the person in the being the person in the chat that came up with the Abby Normal joke, which I think is actually kind of, I don't know, I like it. Cool. So now comes the question: where is AB, and why does she need to be rescued? Is she only of importance because she is a politician, or does she have some other importance? I kind of want this scenario to be simple. There's only one player and one GM in it. So, let's go with she's just an innocent bystander. So what's the hot zone? What's the place being attacked? Is it a city? There has to be other mecha there, because otherwise, like, what am I doing? It's got to be an opportunity to have mecha on mecha combat. So it's some group that also has mechs. This is a galaxy, like, well, not a galaxy, but it's a multi-system, like, star system game. So they have, like, fast and light ships, and this can be a conflict that's, like, taking place on an entire planet. But we're probably looking at a... Are they in a city? Would it be interesting to have mecha combat in a city? Or a jungle? I think the choice is city or jungle, really. City, jungle / forest. I mean, it could be both. It could be some weird nature city. I mean, let's go with city. So it's a city. Why is the city being attacked? Is it by chance? Well, not by chance, but does the city have strategic value otherwise? What is the city near? Let's go with the city has a starport in it. Or spaceport. City, spaceport. And that's why they're trying to get there. That's why these terrorists or militia or whatever, that's why this force is trying to capture it. I reckon that it's another government that is attacking it, maybe a neighboring planet or something. And I don't think it's a battle for any like high reason. I think they're just trying to control each other's resources. And our player character soldier is just kind of, this is your job. This is what you have to do. So it's a city, it's a spaceport. I think the city has a spaceport rather than it being the main. Oh, okay. Here's an idea. What if this isn't the planet's main spaceport? This isn't the planet's main spaceport, and because of that, this city is less defended. And so their attack on it was unexpected. Okay. All right. So what if a lot of people were had come to this city as a safe haven because it is not the key spaceport. And so they thought that it would be safe. Maybe it's a decommissioned spaceport. Although that might be making it needlessly complicated. I think that's making it a bit too complicated. So it's a spaceport. Enemy forces are trying to control enemy forces. Why is AB in this city? Is this... Why is AB in this city? Is she on her way somewhere else through the spaceport? Or does she live in this city? Or was she on her way somewhere else? Okay. All right, so maybe, and this comes from an idea from the chat, what if she was on her way home from a boarding school on another planet? and she landed, and then this conflict broke out, and this is kind of the hotbed of their conflict, right? Okay. All right. Enemy forces trying to control it. All right, so I'm going to write a speech now, basically. That is going to serve as my mission briefing at the beginning of the beginning of the dealio. Right. So are they called lancers? Is that the name of the actual soldiers? One second. The pilots. The cavalry. They're called dragoon. No, wait. Character in the world of Lancer is a mechanized cavalry pilot. Lancer is a type of mechanized cavalry. So they're mech cav. All right. Interestingly, the types of cavalry are dragoons, which are infantry. Kind of like naval infantry is the comparison. Cataphracts are heavy soldiers. Hussars are scouts. Lancers are not just the tip of the spear, but the whole spear itself. They are for lightning strike raids, apparently. So there's 4 general types. Hussars are used for black ops. So our soldier's probably a hussar then. Or maybe a cataphract. That's for a different part of this conversation. So so I'm writing my opening spiel to give to the player now. Over the last 3 days, a foreign. That's not how you spell foreign. That's not how you spell foreign either. There we go. Foreign state funded insurrectionist movement. Insurrectionist group has attempted to seize control of. I need a name for this spaceport. Is it still recursive? Recursive? Let's stop. Let's stop that. That's the name of the spaceport or the planet? Dyna 176. Dyna. Over the last 3 days, foreign 3 days. No, not over the last 3 days. 3 days ago. 3 days ago. Foreign state-funded insurrectionist group attempted insurrectionist group annexed the region of something. What is this region called? I'm thinking something with a B. Something with a B. Although we've already got a B. We've got Bondum. Let's look up districts of Denmark. Denmark. Oh, I can do that actually from here. Hang on, so that you can see it. Explore Denmark districts. Denmark school district. Denmark school districts. Hmm. Nope. Denmark regions. Denmark regions. Regions of Denmark. That'll do. Well, they don't have a lot. There are not a lot of regions. There are like 4. I am surprised. It's kind of hoping for more than that. Okay. All right, I got one. It is going to be called the region of Sidan. If that worked. We've annexed the region of Sidan and are attempting take control of its capital. No, its most populous city. Populous city. And I'm going to go with Dinah. We assume this is so that they can control the city's spaceport. All right, cool. Okay. We have a VIP. Should I save the reveal of who the VIP is? No, they're going to get there pretty much instantaneously. We have a VIP that needs to be exfiltrated. From Dinah. Part of the city is AB currently located in, do we think? Is she in the spaceport or is she sort of staying somewhere else? Maybe she's staying somewhere else. Maybe in like a hotel or something. Or maybe with friends. Maybe she's got friends that live there. That could be it. Yeah, I think she's got friends. VIP is currently located in an apartment complex in the western seaside district of the city. Staying in a jungle retreat. Interesting. So then why? But if we want the operation, someone suggested in the chat that maybe she's staying in a jungle retreat, harking back to an earlier statement I made in the stream. So if she's staying in a jungle retreat, why then do they have to fight through the city to get out, or fight through the city to get to her, or do they? Ah, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. She's currently located in a resort. Currently located in a resort. Community on the outskirts. No, currently located. Oh, okay. Interesting. So someone has suggested that there was misinformation. They thought that she was in the city, but she's been moved by personal security. That could be fun. So they drop into the city and then have to fight across it. Look, I think that's a good idea. I think, though, that I want the main conflict of the scenario to come from whether the soldier takes a direct path, so that they are in the hot zone for less time, or whether they play it safe and try to avoid conflict. So I like the idea of a robot trying to sneak through a city and avoid ambushes. Because it gives opportunity for the player to do things to try and hide their mech, right? So they could try and take on the color schemes of the enemy, which then's like, well, where do they find the paint shop to do that, and things like that. But a resort community located currently, VIP is currently located in a resort community on the ocean reserve, on the city's ocean reserve. Community bordering the city's ocean reserve. So imagine this ocean reserve kind of looks like a strip of tropical beach between the ocean and the city itself, maybe like a kilometer or a few thick. So it's this long band that runs along the exterior edge of this city on one edge of its edges near the water. Because that then allows us to do a cool infiltration scene where the mechs march up the beach out of the ocean and then have to creep through a jungle, which I think could be cool. Bordering city's ocean reserve. We can still play with that idea too. Ocean reserve. Target is tagged with RFID. you have them proceed to the spaceport where our forces will be waiting to extract you. Cool. So now we're going to jot down some set pieces that we want to work with. So we want to have the mech marches order. Creeps through the jungle. I think when it gets to the resort, the security team assumes that it's an enemy mech and flees. So security team flees towards city with girl. And either the player stops them and takes the girl into their custody, or maybe the vehicle wrecks. So in brackets, if the scene is too long, have the ST crash. What are some other things I need to plan? I think the next conflict is probably a mech hunting like ground unit finds them. I think they're probably going to try and lay an ambush for them. I think there's probably a fork there. Whether they, as in a storyline fork, where they either something leads them to have to fight through the main lines. Fight to avoid main line. Or what's the other option? What's the other thing that they run into? Okay, so what if our, yeah, all right. Fight to avoid enemies main line or proceed through area under bombardment. Cool. That's kind of what I need. There's some other prep that I probably want to do for this, but there's some other prep that I need to get done for some other things. So I'm going to take a quick break from this, and we're going to look at something else. So give me 1 second to close some of these windows. New Google Doc. Then we bring up our little thing here. Right. So the other thing that I need to work on today, other than that little thing, is that I am going to try and start a campaign of the Sprawl soon. I did an interview with Hamish, the designer of the Sprawl, recently, and it made me want to revisit that game and do an actual campaign of it. So I am going to put together a draft player list for that. So I'm definitely going to extend the hand to Alex. Wrong button. Sprawl campaign. Spelling's all over the place. Possible players. Dot points. Ugh, annoying. Alex. Who else? We'll ask Ryan, but I think Ryan's going to be very busy lately. Eric. Who is also known as Rhythm Bastard online, which is why I put RB. Let's offer the hand to Jen, who I've been doing some role playing with, and also played in an Eclipse Phase one shot with me. We'll ask George, although I think George has been pretty busy. Who else could we ask? What was his name? What was his name? You know what? Let's put that in a different order. Thanks. Who else would I want to play the Sprawl with? Ask Brandon, but I think Brandon's been pretty busy lately. I don't think Finn wants to do any more online games. Who else? Who else? Who else? Yeah, I think that's probably about it, to be honest. Okay. So I've got to send messages out to these people, which I will get to soon. Now I am going to try and make or choose a mecha for this game. Or, you know what, let's try and make a character for Lancer. So we close that. We go to Google Drive, New, Google Docs. Lancer Pregen. So let's scroll up to creating a pilot. To create a pilot, first choose a name and look for your pilot, then choose a background, traits, personal gear. Okay. I'm just going to copy and paste this text. Name. Look. Background. Traits. Personal gear. You know what? I think personal gear goes above background. I think it goes with look, maybe. And skills. So let's go to skills. What are the skills you can take? Skills. Final part of a pilot is the pilot's skills. Skills are the parts of a pilot's training and experience directly apply to piloting a mech. You start with some skills and gain more when leveling up. For more information on skills, see the section below. Playing as a pilot. Falling forward, pilots in combat. And just skill checks. Where are the actual skills? Must be another section below backgrounds, maybe. Oh, okay, yeah, backgrounds. All right, so let's make a let's do a pre-gen. Let's do a proper pre-gen here. I'm going to make a character, and then the player can choose to make their own or play this one. I think I want them to be. Well, bodyguard would be great. Criminal could be fun. Noble could be fun. Security politician though. Smuggler, soldier, spy. Survey corps. Starship pilot. Could be a priest. Could be a priest. Hmm. 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 Okay, this is proving slightly harder than I thought. Harder to make a choice, to be honest. What do I want this person to be? I mean, career soldier's too easy. I feel like it's too easy. But, you know, easy's not bad. There's Marine and there's Soldier. Let's see what the difference is for Marine. Weapons, military, close quarters, survival, space, terrestrial frontier, starships. Whereas Soldier gets field weapons, gets weapons, military, heavy or melee, athletics, and martial arts. That's really boring. Spec Ops, Super Soldier is on here. Martial arts, extraordinary. Athletics, extraordinary. And perception, extraordinary. You know what? I am going to go with, I think, either mechanic or farmer. Mechanical farmer, mechanical farmer, mechanical farmer. Let's go with mechanic. Background. Mechanic. And then they have, so they have mechanics, electronics, and information systems. And they've got some subclass choices to make for mechanics. Starship, space, or terrestrial. That's going to be more useful in the situation that they'll find themselves in. Cool. All right, so that's our backgrounds chosen for this pre-gen. Let's scroll through that. Oh. Oh, I see. I understand now why they had why there was some confusion before in the background fields and traits. I see. So they get their fields and they get these other things called traits. So the other things called traits describe like your personality. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool. So copy. No, cut. Okay. Cool. Brilliant. Traits. Traits. Write down 3, not necessarily from this list, of traits, one of which must be complicating or negative. So it's kind of like fate aspects, except they describe your emotional, your personality. So some of the positive suggestions are brave, charismatic, loyal, easygoing, worldly, empathetic, selfless, resilient, witty. Look, I think I will leave those blank for the player to choose. Personal gear and storage. All mechs have a compartment that can hold 3 discrete items: a pilot weapon, a survival kit, spare ammo, a repair kit, or a first aid kit. Or 1 discrete large item: a portable generator, a large battery, a spare pilot hard suit, a communications array, a dog. Why would I have a fucking dog in my mech suit? Any item so stored in this manner is considered to be environmentally shielded, radiation shielded, pressurized appropriately, in a space that has circulated, breathable air, climate control, and adequate padding, unless, of course, the pilot wishes to modify the compartment to remove any of those features. Write down your pilot's personal gear when you embark on a mission. You can pick up other personal gear, important items, etc. during the course of your mission and leave spaces in your storage open if you so choose. Small items on your person do not take up space in the cockpit. A handgun, a communicator, a photograph, or of a loved one, blah, 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 blah. If you can fit it in your hand or pocket, you can take it in the cockpit. Here's a list of some common personal gear for pilots. You don't have to choose from the list. You can write your own. Some kind of camo cloth, extra rations, a face scrambler that makes your face look different using hologram shit, by the looks of it. First aid medigel, a glue gun for like, looks like it's used for fixing breaches in the armor. A deployable wall. Um, Nanite spray, mag clamps, Omni-hook. An Omni-hook appears to be a communication device. A personal drone, that could be useful. Scope, a sleeping bag, a sound system, stimulants, a wilderness survival kit. I'm going to go with, do I get 3 of these? How many personal gear items do I get? You can hold 3 discrete items. Okay. Let's go with a wilderness survival kit. A personal drone, because they are going to be a Hussar, which is the Spec Ops mech type. And hmm. Hmm. And I think I'll leave a blank one for the player to choose something for themselves. Rather. Skills in Lancer or pilot skills are built either broad or deep, represented first by licenses and then by the ranks purchased in them. Licenses are the things that govern what kind of mechs you can pilot. Skills represent a pilot's knowledge, experience, veterancy, and talent. Skills require skill points to gain or deepen. Skill points are gained when you create your pilot and when your pilot levels up. At level 0, a pilot gains 3 skill points to spend on skills, but cannot deepen any skills past rank 1. Each time a pilot gains a new level, they gain 1 skill point to acquire a new skill or deepen existing skill to the next rank. In order to deepen a skill, you must have unlocked the prior rank first. Integrated weapons do not count as wielded weapons for the purposes of skills. Okay. Ace. Okay, so like the skills have different levels, and each level grants a unique ability. So, for example, in Ace, it means that you are an Ace pilot, and in some way, amazingly skilled. Level 1 is Strafing Run. Attacks you make while flying don't suffer difficulty, and you cannot fail agility checks while flying, which is pretty cool. Rank 2 is Hit the Afterburners. You can choose to supercharge your flight module as a free action at the start of your turn. If you do, you can no longer take reactions, but your flight speed is increased by an amount equal to your base speed. These are all mechanical things, but still, you can go real fast. Supersonic, your flight speed from any source is doubled. Nice. Uncanny Reflexes, Brawler, Crack Shot, Duelist, Drone Commander. Executioner, which is for if you use hand-to-hand weapons. Gunslinger, Grease Monkey. Grease Monkey would be good. You know more than most mechanics about the inner workings of a mech. Let's go with Grease Monkey. Skills. Grease Monkey. Rank 1. Machine Bomb. Machine Bond. You can no longer fail engineering skill checks to stabilize systems. And you can choose 3 choices instead of 2. Your mech storage increases by 3 smaller items or 1 large. Oh, nice. That'll be useful. Hacker, infiltrator. Oh my god. So the rank 1 for the hacker is Snow Crash, which is fucking hilarious. So Snow Crash is a reference to the book Snow Crash. On invasion attempts of 20 plus, you damage non-core systems instead of disabling them. Nice. Infiltrator, Lancer, Leader, Nuclear Cavalier. You can make your fucking mech explode. Martial Artist. Scrapper. Hmm. 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 I think. What does Skirmisher do? What is the best defense armor? No. Hmm. Whether by spoofing signatures on enemy scanners, skillful movement, this is for Infiltrator, through cover, or personally modified optical camouflage, you are adept at never being seen unless you want to. That's what we want. Infiltrator. Defilade Navigator? That doesn't seem right. Defiled? Defiled, maybe? I don't know. Gain +1 accuracy to hide with any mech. Your first attack from hiding can be made with +1 accuracy. Nice. I will take that. Thank you. Bold. And then we need one more. Probably something for combat. Gunslinger. Nick Galaxy, blah, 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 blah. If you're wielding at least 2 auxiliary range weapons, gain +1 accuracy. Truth and Justice. It's for your robot has pistols. Why not? Duelist. Crack shot. Everyone can hit anything these days with the help of modern technology, aim assist, smart weapons, and AI whispering in your ear, moving your hand for you, squeezing the trigger for you, doing everything but taking credit for the kill. But you, pilot, are different. Hitting your target is as easy as looking at it, inside of your mech and out. No aim assist for you, no AI necessary. All you need is a zeroed sight, a fresh magazine, and a target downrange. Your rifle attacks ignore light cover. Hmm. I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna give them Brawler as a combat thing because they've got Infiltrator, which is also combat-y. Brawler. And the first thing of Brawler is hold and lock. Make grapples with +1 accuracy and targets escape from your grapple with +1 difficulty. Cool. Awesome. So next, I think we choose a mech. And then I think once we're done that, we'll probably call it a day. There's a list of pre-made mechs, I'm pretty sure, in here somewhere. Let's go back to this. Top of the page. Where is the table of contents? Levels, kits, and licenses. There we go. ISP Northstar, your friend in an unfriendly sea. Those are all space combat mechs. Smith Shimano Corpro. You only need one. Smith Shimano is the second oldest galactic tier corporation, an early contender in the sublight downwell and EVA vehicle races. Yes, SSC cut its teeth making some of the earliest private mech cores for other corporate colonial expeditions. They specialize primarily in construction vehicles, long-range scout suits, that's long-range scout, and hardened EVA units. The transition to military came slowly, but when the ruling partners saw there was a need for mechanized, armed, and armored cores, they duolaterally decided to change their business model. Smith Shimano mechs reflect their rapid, agile business model and pedigree. They're built not to take hits, but to avoid them entirely, to stay mobile and low, to land not the hardest hit, but the most accurate. Economy is the name of the game for SSC. Why fire 1,000 rounds when one will do just as good? Okay. Smith Shimano mechs are available to pilots with the proper license. There's a good choice for pilots who want to be quick and hit what they're aiming at, but not recommended for those who want to be on the front line. Remember, Smith Shimano mechs are meant to avoid the hit, not get hit. SSC Swallowtail is a scout mech. That's what we want to look at. The Swallowtail platform is Smith Shimano's primary long-range, long-term scouting platform, built for rapid and sustained ranging across hostile, volatile environments. Sounds like what we want. Not quite sure what this part of it means. Size 1, hull 9, agility 13, adaptive. It has adaptive paint, which means that you can blend into stuff. It's got a signal booster. It's got a scout drone nexus, which is useful. A cloaking field. That sounds like what we want. God, there's a lot of stats there. All right, so let's just copy down the name of that, and I'll be able to look it up later. And this has shown me that I need to go and reread a section of this that I thought I understood, but evidently do not. Come on. Pilot hard suit. Licenses have 3 ranks. Skills have 3 ranks. Pilot levels up when they complete a mission or return to base. Pilots begin at level 0 with the following: access to all GMS chassis, weapons, and equipment. A pilot hard suit, 3 rank 1 skills. Building a mech pilot's guide. Mechs have 4 core stats: hull, agility, systems, and engineering. Additionally, mechs have the following secondary stats to pay attention to: aim, external hard points, internal hard points, heat capacity. A mech can wield 2 auxiliary or main weapons, integrated weapons, yada yada yada. That's what happens in game. Storage, adjustable systems, cockpits, reactor, comms, storage. Right, pilot hard suit, size half. General Master Systems, GMS for short. All right, well, I'm going to have a read of that later. But thank you guys for joining me on this. Sorry if it got a bit quiet towards the end there. So the next one of these will be probably next month. Maybe we'll start doing more of these. We'll see how we go. It might become a weekly thing. It depends on what I feel like. But yeah, if you want to watch these streams, you can gain access to all the future ones going forward on our Patreon. They will be available for $10. And look, maybe they're not interesting to you, but I hope they provided some insight. I definitely feel like at the beginning we were talking about some interesting stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I sort of had fun doing it. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. But yeah, have a nice afternoon, I suppose. Bye.